I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Welcome to Trace Sports Top 20, devoted today to the subject of money. Who is the highest paid woman in athletics? How much does the new Brazilian soccer prodigy make? Why is Yao Ming the richest Chinese athlete? Who is the richest Polish champion? Who are at the top of the ranks? The Top 20 Money Special begins now. Ranked 20th on our Top 20 Money Countdown, this golfer, Ernest Els, is one of the best in the world. With over $40 million earned throughout his career, he is definitely not complaining. Although Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson are way ahead of him, this sum makes him the wealthiest South African athlete in the world. He makes more than soccer stars like Aaron Mokoena, the biggest rugby champions, or even cricket champions. This is just another example proving that when it comes to money, golf is the king of sports.
I think there's a lot of money in golf just because of the audience it attracts. It attracts an older crowd who has money. I think they can afford to throw money around as opposed to somebody who's necessarily sitting down and watching a basketball game up in the bleachers somewhere. So I think when it comes to golf, the crowd has deep pockets.
Ernst Els has built his fortune thanks to his swing, considered one of the best in the field. It's been a great career for the Big Easy, 3 Grand Slam victories, world top 10 ranking since 1994, and even a spot as world number 1 for 18 weeks. Ranking at 19, the first woman in this classification is Russian pole vaulter Yelena Isinbayeva. She is one of the few, along with Jamaican Usain Bolt, to earn so much money in athletics. Double Olympic champion, double world champion, the Russian also holds the world record in pole vaulting with a leap of 5.06 meters. Her outstanding athletic performances cashed in big time. In 2007 and 2009, she also shared in the $1 million award given to the winners of the Golden League. Isinbayeva is one of the most expensive athletes on the circuit. She charges for every appearance, $72,000 per meet, $16,000 per win, not to mention the $50,000 bonus for every record she breaks, changing the world record 1 centimeter at a time, as did Ukrainian Sergei Bubka, the men's record holder with a jump of 6.15 meters. Yelena Isinbayeva also attracts large advertising contracts and sponsorships. Having left Adidas for the Chinese equipment company Li Ning, the pole vaulter will receive $7.5 million over a 5-year period. Number 18 on top of the money is Polish Formula One driver Robert Kubica. F1 is always on the lookout for new markets to conquer as their sponsors, with Eastern European countries including Poland among them. The public also needs new faces, new heroes.
The fans, the public, need frequent replacements. This is where the Eastern European athletes come in, as they have a mysterious side to them. Kubica is Polish. He doesn't speak English well. We don't really know what he's about. He doesn't speak much. He had an accident. But he fascinates us. He has a little hint of mystery.
His mysteriousness has contributed to his revenue. The Lotus Renault driver is without doubt sport's richest Pole, with an annual salary of 12 million euros for both the 2010 and 2011 series. His salary has steadily increased since his debut with BMW in 2006, at the time nearing $4 million per year. In 17th place, we have the future Brazilian soccer star Neymar. At only 19, he is already in our top 20. His club Santos, Pelé's favorite legendary team, had to break their piggy bank in 2010 to keep this young prodigy. The biggest European clubs wanted the new Brazilian player. At the top of the list were Chelsea. Their first offer of $30 million was rejected. The Blues were willing to pay up to $50 million to buy the player, but all of Brazil were determined to lend a hand and keep Neymar. Mano Menezes, the national soccer team coach, Pelé in person, and above all, Santos. The Sao Paulo club offered to quadruple the young striker's salary from $100,000 to $400,000 a month. Number 16 on our top 20 money list is Michael Phelps, or the billion-dollar man, at least as far as marketing experts estimate. In fact, Michael Phelps will only make $5 million through his sponsors ESPN, Omega, and Visa, but mostly from his sportswear brand Speedo. The brand gave him a $1 million bonus after the 2008 Beijing Games for winning his bet, bringing home 8 gold medals and beating Mark Spitz's record from 1972.
When your name is Michael Phelps and you win tons of medals and you drag home gold on your neck, teams, brands, everybody's gonna want to be associated with you. I know he had the past. I think he was caught in the pictures smoking weed. I don't remember exactly what it was. Of course, that's gonna have an impact on who's gonna want you representing their brand or who's gonna want to be associated with you. But when you win at the Olympics, the entire world is watching you. It's no different than watching Usain Bolt.
Michael Phelps is the greatest swimmer in history and probably the greatest Olympian of all time, with an athletic performance that has made him an international household name. And according to experts, he can earn up to $1 billion, which should keep him cozy for a while. In 15th place, it's soccer player Thierry Henry, a Frenchman who lacks nothing. Titi remains the highest paid French sportsman according to the weekly L'Equipe magazine. His 2010 income totaled in over $26 million, and this is despite a more than chaotic year with the French national team fiasco during the World Cup in South Africa. At 32, Titi spent the entire season keeping the bench warm for FC Barcelona. Fortunately, an American team came to the rescue. The New York Red Bulls offered him an amazing semi-retirement of $8 million per year.
If the US and the MLS has hired Thierry Henry, they bought a name, but also a great sportsman and a trademark. They bought the Thierry Henry brand. This brand also includes humanitarian causes, good sponsorship, and advertising.
Thierry Henry's marketing value remains strong. His many advertising contracts with Reebok, Pepsi, Tommy Hilfiger, among others, have earned him over $13 million per year. His smooth, clean-cut image appeals to advertisers, especially his legendary hand, the hand responsible for the scandal during France's qualifying match against Ireland in the 2010 World Cup. Titi starts losing his charm when the French make it to the World Cup amidst cries of scandal and theft.
The hand has tainted his image, representing an image of a cheater. Gillette said, "We cannot condone a cheater, so we must withdraw."
Gillette no longer wants to shave Titi and take back their $8 million deal. In any case, he is still the 15th on Top Money. 14th from the top is Sebastian Vettel. He is neither the Formula One racer who makes the most money, nor is he the richest German athlete. Both those positions are held by Michael Schumacher. Then what is Vettel's record? He has succeeded in quadrupling his salary in a single year. This Red Bull Renault driver has increased his salary from $3 million to $13 million per year. This inevitably happened after he earned his title as the 2010 World Champion. At only 23 years, 4 months, and 11 days old, he secured his place in Formula One history by beating the previous world record. Vettel has crazy talent, but he hasn't succeeded as of yet to push veteran race car driver Michael Schumacher out of the picture.
Ultimately, he is less arrogant than Schumacher, so I think he still has a lot of potential. Michael Schumacher is still very appealing due to his endurance and performance. Vettel still has a lot to prove in terms of sports, but he has had a great start and is definitely in Schumacher's path. The nickname Baby Schumi says a lot about where his career is heading.
The Red Baron continues to lead in terms of achievements, but also in terms of revenue. Since his return to Formula One after 4 years of retirement, this German makes over $50 million per season. At 42, he is the best driver in the field, just ahead of Fernando Alonso, although his current revenues are nothing compared to what he was earning at the height of his career. The 7-time world champion was making a whopping $97 million at a time. His exceptional fortune will soon exceed $850 million, making him one of the world's richest athletes along with Tiger Woods. In 13th place on our top 20, Yaya Touré, Manchester City's second striker. He is the best paid African player. The 27-year-old Ivorian was offered a pot of gold to leave FC Barcelona in June 2010, a salary of $600,000 per week. That is $1.5 million a month. But still, this Ivorian is far from being the most popular soccer player in the world.
Yaya Touré is not the biggest star, but I think they wanted to get a Barcelona player who was won it all. Yaya Touré, a true standout in the Ivory Coast selection. Didier Drogba is the real boss in the locker room and field, but $6.5 million a year is a bit much for a player who does little to win. He has a somewhat obscure position. He's a defensive midfielder, which seems surreal.
And it's not over for Yaya Touré. The Ivorian defender has also negotiated bonuses, $3 million per year for rights to his image, not to mention premiums on any additional wins. He takes full advantage of the virtually unlimited budget of City's owners. Since 2008, the Mancunian club is run by Emirati billionaire who made his fortune in real estate and media. Behind Yaya Touré are Samuel Eto'o and Didier Drogba. The two partners earn less than Yaya Touré in salary, but their ad revenues are higher. In total, Eto'o makes over $19 million. He is the highest paid player in the Italian league. Didier Drogba makes over $10 million in revenue, more than half from advertising. He is also the most attractive African player among the sponsors. Number 12 in our countdown, Yao Ming. This player evidently dominates Chinese basketball, not only thanks to his height of 2.29 meters, but also to his revenues. For the 6th consecutive year, he has been named the richest Chinese athlete by Forbes magazine. But with $35 million in revenue in 2009, he lost nearly $30 million compared to 2008. Poor Yao Ming. This is mainly due to his repeated injuries. Despite this, he still has much to offer advertisers.
Yao Ming is a true flag bearer in an emerging market. He has outstanding athletic performance. He is very unusual. He is a giant. He is very impressive. He is something out of the ordinary with performance levels that are outstanding. All he needs is 2 more notches to be bankable.
After 5 years with the Shanghai Sharks, this Chinese player arrived at the NBA in 2002 as the new backbone for the Houston Rockets. Yao Ming is a true icon in China. He has been awarded the title of Lao Mo, model worker. His success in the United States is exemplary. He has reached a popularity which has ensured him a systematic participation in the NBA All-Star Game for the past 8 years. In September 2005, Yao Ming was paid $75 million when he signed for 5 additional seasons with the Rockets. Yao Ming is currently linked to brands like Reebok, Coca-Cola, Apple, and McDonald's. 11th in the standings is Alex Rodriguez, holding the 2 biggest contracts in baseball. Alex Rodriguez is currently committed to the New York Yankees, a contract signed in December 2007 for 10 years at $275 million, a world record for baseball, but a record criticized even today. Clubs are now reluctant to commit long-term. A-Rod, as he is nicknamed, got cold feet, and on his 42nd birthday, he will go down to $20 million a season.
A-Rod's image right now, I would have to say it's in constant repair. I mean, ever since A-Rod got that big contract from the Texas Rangers, it seemed like he's always tried to live up to that both on the field and off. It didn't necessarily work off the field with the whole steroids and his personality and actually being personable. On the field, these past few years, he's been hurt. Everything is always in constant repair with A-Rod.
Critics can't get A-Rod down. At 35 years of age, he remains a baseball superstar. Voted 3 times Best Player of the American Championship, he holds many records, specifically as the youngest player to have succeeded at hitting 500 and 600 home runs. Alex Rodriguez might be rich, but he's not the richest. In a few moments, you'll discover the top 10 athletes. Will it be David Beckham, Mariah Sharapova, Manny Pacquiao, or Tiger Woods, who takes the first place on Top 20 Money Special? We're back with our top 20 richest athletes on the planet. It's starting to get serious. We're reaching the top ranks. At number 10 on our list, Real Madrid's number 9, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. This is soccer history's most expensive player ever. $136 million or 94 million euros was the astronomical sum paid by the Spanish club to get him to leave Manchester in 2009.
94 million for Ronaldo. Many thought it was crazy. I remember how many newspapers were comparing 94 million euros to 3 Airbuses, 5 apartments, 150,000 years of minimum wage. It doesn't mean anything. Don't worry, if they offer him that much, it means they are expecting that much in return.
And this is what happened. It took only 1 year to bank on the transfer thanks to the sales of Ronaldo's jerseys. Cristiano is in a way the David Beckham of Portugal. A good-looking guy, sexy with an exciting private life. If the Englishman is considered the sweetheart of all brands, Ronaldo is definitely a worthy opponent with $40 million in revenues in 2010. This talented soccer player and 2008 Player of the Year with footwork that confuses the defense, his performances are always entertaining. Repeatedly elected the sexiest man, not only by the fans, Suzuki, Nike, Coca-Cola, and Armani are still fighting over him. In 9th place on our top money, Roger Federer. While the Swiss no longer dominate world tennis, he remains the best paid tennis player. After all, in 2010, he became the second richest sportsman in the world behind Tiger Woods with nearly $62 million. Thanks to an exceptional season with new advertising contracts, including Lindt Chocolate, Roger Federer conveys the image of a champion in fair play and modesty, important traits to major brands like Rolex, Mercedes-Benz, and Gillette.
Brands want to be associated with winners, and Federer, he's a winner.
A winner who has already accumulated over $62 million in prize money since the beginning of his career. 2009 was the record-breaking season for this Swiss player. By winning 2 out of 4 of the Grand Slam tournaments, the Roland Garros for the first time, and then the Wimbledon, his 15th Grand Slam title. Pete Sampras' record is beaten and Federer makes history.
Federer is a good example. He is very compassionate. He is very involved in humanitarian work in South Africa. He speaks French, English, and German, and he is without a doubt the greatest tennis player in history.
Number 8 in this ranking is Usain Bolt. His new contract with Puma makes this Jamaican sprinter the richest athlete on the planet. But by athlete, we mean sportsman doing athletics, because his revenues are light years away from those of Tiger Woods or of David Beckham. The history between Bolt and Puma began in 2003. The Jamaican is only 16, but the German brand immediately sees this boy's potential. Since then, Bolt has had consecutive success. 3 Olympic gold medals in 100 meters, 200 meters, and the 400-meter relay. 3 world titles, but most importantly, 2 world records in 100 meters and 200-meter races. 9.58 seconds and 19 seconds, making him the fastest man on the planet. As a result, Puma revises their contract with the protege in June 2010. Bolt is signed up with the brand till 2013 for $44 million.
Ever since Carl Lewis, athletes remain athletes. Bolt changed everything. There's his gesture when he wins. And there are all these stories about him, like that he ate nothing but chicken wings. He realized that letting rumors grow were in his best interest. He needed to invent himself, even let himself be invented. He was already extraordinary in terms of sports. He is almost 2 meters high, skinny, muscular, and exercises like crazy. If he wins the 100 and 200 meter races in London, he will truly prove to the world that he's an international star.
A global star who will never attain the numbers reached by soccer players and golfers. Any suggestions for Usain Bolt? Maybe go into American football. This is no joke. The Oakland Raiders football team was ready to put down $450 million to have the fastest man in the world. He carefully considered before he refused. Nonetheless, he dreams of playing for Manchester United. In 7th place on Top Money, we have a duo. The Williams sisters. Venus and Serena Williams have been dominating the world of tennis for over a decade. They're currently on a break from playing on account of multiple injuries, but they, along with Maria Sharapova, are the greatest women tennis players of all time. Young people like Caroline Wozniacki, currently #1, or Victoria Azarenka, remain in the shadows of their illustrious predecessors. The younger of the sisters, Serena, holds the record for the accumulated winnings over a sports season. In 2009, the American tennis player won $6.5 million thanks to her wins at the Australian Open and Wimbledon. That year, she became the first woman to pass the $6 million per season mark. Serena has a great career, with 13 Grand Slam titles and more than $32 million in prize money. Her sister Venus has won 7 Grand Slam titles and $27 million. Together, they have earned $60 million. In 6th place on our Top Money Countdown, David Beckham. This Englishman has never been the best soccer player in the world. He has never received the Ballon d'Or award. And yet, the American soccer club, Los Angeles Galaxy, has recruited him with a contract of $32.5 million for 5 years, even though he is already 31 years old. More than the soccer player himself, they're buying the Beckham product they wanted. Beckham is now nicknamed the $250 million man. This is the astronomical sum he will be receiving for the next 5 years. With his beautiful face and ultra-fashion sense, brands are all over him with their campaigns.
That guy's lucky. David Beckham hit the genetic lottery. He happens to be good looking, and he can also kick a ball. Those two things go together great for his wallet.
David is the kind of guy that the paparazzi drool over, even more than Hollywood actors. Along with his wife, former Spice Girl Victoria, they form the perfect glamour couple.
For me, he has it all. The attitude, the body, the good-looking wife, the path he's taken. He's gone through Real Madrid and Manchester United. Transferring to the US was a decision taken partly for the sport aspect, but clearly also for its marketing aspect. He knew that until then, he was mostly known by soccer fans, but after arriving in the US, they moved next door to Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, and everything took on a different turn. But he always had it in him, and it's even more impressive knowing he grew up in the suburbs of Manchester with a father who was a heating engineer. It's a long way up, and it makes you dream.
At 35 years old and suffering from a bad injury to his Achilles heel, David Beckham can see his career coming to an end. In 2010, he is no longer ranked in the top 5 richest sportsmen in the world. With $73 million annually, he only makes it to 6th place. But Beckham will soon launch his own underwear company and children's fashion line. Now we enter the top 5 with Kobe Bryant, surpassing LeBron James in becoming the highest paid player in the NBA in 2010.
The two players that are most important in terms of image, in terms of promotions, endorsement, it's clearly LeBron, who is a brand, or trying to become a brand, and Kobe, who is still the best player on the planet.
Los Angeles Lakers management has extended his contract to 3 years for the amount of $83.5 million. This in turn has made him the second player in the history of the NBA to reach the $30 million in a season barrier. The first being Michael Jordan, an exceptional salary that reflects on his career. 5 NBA championship titles with the Lakers, an MVP title, a gold medal at the Beijing Olympic Games. Kobe has even been voted Player of the Decade. Everybody loves a winner. Commercials don't lie. In addition, Kobe's jersey is a bestseller in the United States, China, and Europe. At 32, he is the star on the floor, as was Michael Jordan before him. But competition is fierce with rival LeBron James. At the foot of the podium, we find Lionel Messi, 4th on Top Money. This Argentinian of FC Barcelona is considered the best soccer player in the world. He is having trouble on the advertising front with only $44 million in income, including salaries and advertisement deals, making him only the 6th highest paid sportsman in the world. In any case, he became the richest soccer player in the world in 2010, followed by David Beckham and Cristiano Ronaldo, earning $40 million each. Actually, the only reason Messi makes it to this position is because of David Beckham's losses. 23 years old, Lionel Messi has already won 13 major titles, including 2 championship leagues and 4 championships in Spain with Barcelona. The bronze medal on Top Money, Manny Pacquiao. He is sports' richest Asian on the planet. In 2010, the Philippine boxer had accumulated over $42 million in revenue. That makes him the 8th highest paid sportsman in the world according to Forbes. At 33, he is the best world boxer in all categories. His main strength remains being the first as well as the only boxer in history to have won world titles in 8 different categories. Flyweight to super welterweight. Nicknamed Pac-Man, he shines inside and outside the ring. Actor, singer, and politician, this Filipino is very busy.
Manny Pacquiao is probably like the most recognizable face, I would say, in sports period right now, globally. I don't think you can go anywhere in the world and say Pacquiao and someone not know who he is. And he's able to cash in on that.
His immense popularity helps attract many sponsors. We remember him mostly for his advertising campaign for Nike's Fast Forward. He shares the billboard with Tiger Woods, Maria Sharapova, Kobe Bryant, and Cristiano Ronaldo. In 2009, Time magazine included him in its ranking of the most influential people on the planet. In second place with the silver medal, Maria Sharapova. With $25 million a year, she is the sporting world's richest woman. Although her income is still below those of her male counterparts, she deserves all the credit for succeeding in the man's world. Tennis made her famous, but her cold Russian look has made her the superstar of this sport. In 2004, Maria earned the title of Queen of Wimbledon at only 17 years old. In August 2005, she became #1 in tennis.
Blonde. Elle est belle, elle est saine, elle est sportive.
She's blonde, she's beautiful, healthy, athletic.
C'est la première Russe à atteindre le top du classement.
She's the first Russian to reach the top of the world ranking.
Mondial.
She's the sum of all qualities that are very attractive and very bankable for brands.
De tous les atouts qu'il a
She has a bit of a Beckham side to her.
très bankable pour des
First off, she has a boyfriend who plays basketball in the NBA.
fiancés.
It is really the same logic as David Beckham. She's entered the world of fashion and celebrities.
Sortir dans la sphère, de rentrer dans la mode, dans le people.
Like David Beckham, she is the face of many brands like Nike, Tiffany, and Land Rover. She has created an image of glamour which suits her so well, like this famous cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. And at #1 of this top money is the invincible Tiger Woods. The Tiger is way ahead of his friends. According to Forbes magazine, Woods is the highest paid sportsman in the world with $105 million in revenue in 2010. Oh my, at 35, Tiger Woods has won everything in the sport, earning almost $1 billion in winnings since the beginning of his career in 1996. Nevertheless, the fairy tale turned into a nightmare in late 2009 when his numerous infidelities were all over the tabloids. The perfect couple he formed with the Norwegian model Eline Nordegren is broken. He decides to take a break from his career. His recent downfall into the media hell has taken its toll. A divorce in August 2010 and losing the #1 spot for the first time in 5 years.
He was betrayed by the brands, but at the same time, it showed a different side of him, and I think he will be part of brands till the end of his days, even if he gives up golf, because he has showed this other side. He sinned, but he repented, and that is important to Americans.
Unlike many of his other sponsors who backed out, Nike decided to stay loyal and sign him on for $30 million a year, a profitable investment for both sides. After the scandal, Nike launched a new golf line named Tiger Woods, making over $800 million in 1 year, an astronomical sum for the golfing pro, and it seems even scandals can't bring him down.
I get it.